Y'all already know who it is, but and it's your boy Underrated Mages. They'll be doing a video discussing the history of Zeref. Now, when it comes to Zeref, he has been one of the most mysterious characters in fairy tales, simply because he was basically introduced on some really mysterious type level stuff. Like, we saw all the myths and everything that was basically being talked about him. He was basically said to be the leader of like a whole bunch of dark guilds. We know a whole bunch of dark guilds that they do actually model themselves after him. So yeah, Zeref, we know that he was a very evil and dark character, or at least that's what we thought. Now, before we actually got introduced to Zeref, I'm pretty sure everybody and their mother, we all thought that Zeref was just like this evil, like, you know, just this cynical mage that was just going around destroying everything. But due to the past and everything we got revealed for Zeref, we now know that he is actually somewhat of a good guy. Now, it all started back when Zeref and Natsu were basically born. We saw a little glimpse of them. We saw Zeref and them. They looked like they had a happy family and everything. You know, Zeref, he wasn't really evil, but then we really got introduced to Zeref's, like, you know, it started going downhill once we saw that Zeref and his or not Zeref, but like his family got killed off by dragons. That's when he started studying alchemy, and then he actually tried to revive his little brother, which was Natsu at the time. He failed, and then he ended up having to create E&D just so Natsu can somewhat live on. So Zeref, we know that he was basically a good guy. Then we can fast forward a little bit later, and we know that Zeref, he ended up giving off Natsu to Igneel, and that was basically a very monumental moment, because if he really was evil, he could have just killed off Natsu right then and there. But we know that he wanted to protect Natsu, so he gave him to his close friend Igneel. And then we even move on to the whole fairy tale thing. Yes, he is the reason why fairy tales started. We saw that he taught Mavis, Yuri, Dreyar, you know, everybody. He basically taught all of them Hades. Like, he taught all of them how to use magic, and he was really like their master. He was their teacher. So you gotta give props to Zeref, because if it wasn't for him, fairy tale wouldn't even be formed. That's crazy to say, because Zeref, he actually wants to destroy fairy tale. So that's crazy to think that the guy who like literally wants to destroy fairy tale is the reason why fairy tale actually does exist. Now, one thing that I do gotta speak about is the current Zeref. Now, currently we know that Zeref, he is defeated somewhat, but we know that he wanted to go back in time and basically fix everything. He wanted to stop Logia and all that stuff. So Zeref is actually a good guy. If you look at the history of his character to where it leads up now, we know that Zeref, he actually is a good guy. It's all the biggest problem that Zeref had is that he was cursed by God Ankh-Saram, and therefore he began having like these evil thoughts. But deep down, like the true Zeref, we know that he was basically a good guy based on all the action that he tried to do in the past. So overall, what do you guys think about the history of Zeref? Do you guys enjoy Zeref's backstory? Me personally, I wish you would have got a little bit more of this childhood per se, like with like his life growing up as his family and all that stuff. But I do think that the history of Zeref was very needed and it was great. Comment what you guys think down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.